So I'm over here at 425 Ashe Cabin Hollow Road, and I figured I would make a video walking around the house. I just showed the property to 3 people, and there was kind of spur of the moment, last minute showings. Had a gentleman ask me, hey, can you be there in 30 minutes? And I just happened to be out that way, so I popped over, and while we were here, 2 more people showed up. So I am going to show you the property from the perspective of coming in off the back porch, and there's the section of the yard that's cleared in the backyard. So coming in off the back porch, you are in the living room kitchen area. This is the new front door. There's new insulation and sheetrock on the ceilings and on the walls on the main level. The floors need to have the new floor installed. The kitchen area the plan with the kitchen area was to eliminate the old appliances, to put in new cabinetry and to put in new faucets and a new sink and just really beautify all of this. This section is open because the assumption is that all the sections of the house that have plumbing features and cabinetry features, the new owner will probably want to customize how that's laid out and configured, so it's not done. Let's back up a little bit. Again, you can see that the new thermostat is right here, new HVAC system for the house. The ventilation system was installed coming through the attic, so you have these nice blow vents here. Anywhere you see a floor vent that's decommissioned, it's closed off, it's no longer being used. This was going to be a little pantry area over here. This was going to be maybe some shelving or like a breakfast nook area. So if you head to the right out of the kitchen living room space, there is a bedroom over here. Okay. All these building materials convey with the sale of the property. Insulation and sheetrock is most of what you're seeing here. Then there's a space here and here. In this space, we have connection points for a bathroom. And there's a lot of space throughout here. There's another light switch right here. Here it is. All new lighting all throughout everything, outlets, etc. So I think this was going to be the shower space. This, I believe, is where the toilet space would be. And this where you would have your vanity and your sinks and things. Okay. So this bedroom has its own bathroom, and then this could be a big walk-in closet space, but honestly, I think it would be kind of cool to make it just be like an extension of the bedroom. You could put some beautiful shelving in this nook right here. You could put maybe like a chifforobe instead of having a closet, or maybe you could put a closet right here in this piece. This could be like a reading nook with a bookshelf. There's a lot of neat stuff you could do with that space there. But this is a neat room, bathroom attached, extension of the bedroom / massive walk-in closet. All new solid doors. These are solid, they're not hollow. The interior doors are all new, solid. Looking out the front window, there's a nice big living room window. You can see these sweet little messages from the youngsters that were here. I'm going to be cleaning all the windows throughout, probably over the next week or 2. And I just hate to do it because it's just so sweet, the little sweet pictures that they drew. But anyway, you can see the front porch, the deck style porch. You can see just how private this is. You really can't see the main road from here. That's the private gravel driveway. There's the flagpole with the American flag. But just lots and lots of privacy. This lighting is super cool. I'm also going to show you a trick with these lights. So you see the way these lights are right now? Oh, all the rooms have attachment points for fans and smoke detectors. So when you do the switch like this, and then you do it back on again, you get this gentle glow mode, which is so nice for in the evenings when you're winding down. It's kind of just a gentle golden glow. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna turn the lights out in this section here. There's more building materials, building materials, building materials. Building materials, again, anywhere you see building materials, they convey with the sale. Looking for the light switches. That one's good. Here's these here. Okay, so we're back in the living room. So again, they opened up this section here to connect that living room and that kitchen space and make it a big open space. Here is the thermostat. We have it on a locked setting, so anytime we do a showing, it can be controlled remotely by the property owner. We're gonna head down the little hallway. First door to the right is a bathroom. The plans for this bathroom were total renovation. Put in a new modernized shower that's a lot bigger and more spacious. Put in a sink that's better. Put in a vanity that's better. I think it would be cool, honestly, to have the sink and the vanity a long ways this way and have one of those nice glowing mirrors that has like the gentle glow that wraps around it that just fills up that space. And then the toilet's over here. I think you just keep it there. But there's lots of ways you could go with this. I mean, you could even, I don't know, you could get creative. You could make the bathroom bigger somehow. The showers work. The toilet works. The sink works. The hot water works. The cold water works. It's just kind of small, you know, but it works. So if you were to move into it and live in it while you finished it out, it wouldn't really be any kind of problem. I'm going to turn the light out in here. So we're going to stay in this direction. This is the staircase going downstairs. We will head down there in a minute. If we look to the left, here's another bedroom. And again, we have that glow light setting in here. I'm obsessed with that feature. I think it was such a good idea. I didn't know they had ones that did that. We're gonna get this burn pile burned off, but we have had torrential rains for several days, so we gotta let it dry out. But every window in this house, you look out of it and you just see trees and beauty and peacefulness. There's a big butterfly down there. So beautiful, so peaceful. This is a closet space. Some of the finished work kind of got started in here a little bit. Then at the back of the hallway, there's this room. You can hear the crickets. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're singing and it's just beautiful. So this window faces the front and then the side a little bit. And the closet space, nice big walk-in closet space. Very cool. There is an attic access with a light switch. Okay, we're gonna head downstairs. This basement is what I am most obsessed with. There's lots of outlets, there's lots of lighting, there's lots of space. You've got these two windows over here that are perfectly symmetrically spaced. In the center point, you see this circular thing. That is where there is an attachment point. If you wanted to, you could put in certain types of like wood burning stove or fireplace. Pretty cool. Or You can seal it off and not use it. It's totally up to you. But I was told this one's totally functional, ready to be used. Windows are a little bit dusty, but they have a nice depth to them because they're inlay between the brick and the cinder block, which I love. I love when you have a windowsill that you can like put something cute and decorative in the windowsill if you wanted, a little plant or something. All these shelves and things, everything that's down here conveys with the sale of the property. If there's anything that's here and you want it gone, we'll have it hauled off before you move in. You just have to let us know, give us a heads up, so we can schedule it and arrange it. This power panel is new, and I've been told it's got room to add more things to it if desire strikes. Everything looks pretty well labeled. This garage door would be beautiful if it was replaced with ceiling to floor windows, sliding glass door, something of that nature. The ceilings are really high. I'm 5'10" and I have really long arms, and I am not anywhere near reaching that. I'd say that wooden beam there is probably 2 feet at least above my fingertips. So this, I mean, what I would want to do if this was my property is right about where that board is, extend a wall, or well, maybe like right here. That would give you maybe a width of around 10 or 12 feet. Extend a wall from here to there. Get this and put it outside or get rid of it. Put the washer and dryer right here. Put a big luxury, massive glass wall, a walk-in shower with bench seats right here. And a toilet like right here, and then a better sink right there. So you'd have this big spacious laundry room / luxury bathroom. Then from here this way you could have one big open room, or maybe you could put a wall right here. And then you could have a room here that has these 2 windows, and you could have a room here that has this big glass ceiling to floor window situation going on. And then again, the laundry room, luxury bathroom space here. When you came down the stairs, there could be a door to access the bathroom. There could be a mini hall right here, a door to access this bedroom 1, and a door to access this bedroom 2. Underneath the stairs would be great for storage space. So you could finish that out and make it really pretty. But this basement was destined for expanded living space, 100%. I would replace this door with a glass door. So you'd have all that beautiful natural light pouring into your luxury shower over here. Looks like the rain let up. Maybe we can walk to the back of the property. So when you come out here, there's all this space. This is going to be burned up once it dries out, of course. It's been raining and raining and raining. Over here, oh, there's a lucky blue butterfly. Over here is the crawl space. It's lined and cleaned. Let's go for a little walk to the back of the property. The sun is out. There is the 3-bay carport. It has power run to it. This pole also has power and lighting run to it. Another thing that I picture doing is there's the driveway and just having it continue around the outer perimeter of the entire property. And then just putting a house every 100 feet or so. There's my car parked down there. There's the flagpole. a lot of flat and gently rolling space. This is the massive animal enclosure. This looks like it was added on between 2022 and now. This is the 3-bay carport area. Again, has power run to it. It's probably been here since around 1980-ish. And all the wood and all the things that you see here, everything here conveys with the sale. This tree line is very pretty. This is the wellhead over here. The house is on public water, but there is a well that used to be connected to the house. So you have the option to, you know, consult with a well professional about utilizing that. If you put in a pool, maybe use it to supply the water to your pool. Something like that. The tree line on the left back side of the property is not as thick as on the right. However, if you wanted to make it more private, you could research some trees like Thuja green giants, evergreens that grow really quickly, and incorporate those into your tree line to add more privacy. But the homes on the properties that encapsulate this are very well spaced out. The humidity is something today. It is a long walk back here. This is like a football field. Maybe bigger. I wasn't expecting the rain to stop, so I wasn't really expecting to walk all the way back here today. But since I'm here, could not resist the temptation. I think last time I was here, I only walked halfway back, and then the seller arrived, so I decided to head back towards the house so we could speak. I should probably have snake boots on, but I don't because I'm stubborn. You can see how far away I am from the house heading back. There's fencing that borders the left side of the property. See, back here in the woods, look at this. It's flat to gently rolling hills back here at the back left corner of the property. And this goes back a long way. Turn back around again so you can kind of see how I'm up in the woods here. There's the house way down there. Oh, I wish I had snake boots on. Mosquitoes got me. Squirrels overhead. The birds sure are singing a lot of songs. That looks like an old motorcycle right there. This right here rises up very gently. And a lot of the tree growth that's in here is sparse. And it's newer growth. There's a few larger trees. But they shouldn't be too hard to deal with. I think this back left portion of the property and this yard space in this left side has a lot of really obvious potential because it's flat to gently rolling hills in here. If it was the middle of winter, I would hike the entirety back into the woods, but without snake boots on, this time of year, I'm too much of a chicken. So let's head back along the tree line and see what else we can see along the tree line. Oh, you can see a house way up on the hill down there from this angle. That's kind of cool. See that way up there? But this is just very pretty, very peaceful. Let's see where we can get a little closer to this tree line. Let's not get into any snakes or bees. See, you can see this rises up gently here. This is hikeable, this is walkable. It's not steep. It's not treacherous. It's easy. You know. Opening this up would be so exciting and so fun. You could put a house on top of the hill right there. You could put a house over here. You could put a house right there. You could put a house right there and right there. Leave the core open for a looping perimeter drive. And a pool. And a hot tub. Maybe like something else. I don't know. Gardens. Fancy gardens. If anybody watching this would just like to send me, you know, $315,000 so that I can buy it, I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, let's peek up into this spot here and hope I don't get into any bees or snakes. Again, from this angle, what we see is gently rolling and nothing treacherous, nothing steep, just super cool. Oh my gosh! I knew it was going to be good, but it's even better than I expected topography-wise. I wonder what kind of old motorcycle that is. Okay, I'm obsessed with this spot right here. Whoa. Look how this opens up through this section here. I mean, you could easily open this up and drive way up there and put a house near the back of that section if you wanted. You could put a house right there. You could put a house right here. You get a house. You get a house. You get a house. That was my Oprah impression, you guys. Okay. This is awesome. Look how open and flat and gently rolling. Let's turn around and see what we're looking like this way. You know, 3 men came out here to look at this property and none of them wanted to come back to this part to look at it. This is the best part. How could you not look at this part? This is where all the hidden diamonds are at. You know, this is where the hidden gold is at. This is where you get to see the potential of the acreage. This is where a wild animal jumps out and attacks you like a bear, you know? It's the thrill of living. You gotta be down for it. This is gently rolling through here. Let's see. Oh my God. I really should have snake boots on. Oh well, if I die hiking property, I die happy, everyone. All right, this is gently rolling. It's a little hard to see, but it is. Gently rolling, gently rolling. These are walkable, hikeable surfaces. Nothing treacherous. Like, if anything, so ideal because it's going to have good drainage. You know? I mean, fill this in with a thick layer of gravel drive to wrap around to take you to all the home sites. Something up there is shiny. Let's see if we can zoom in and figure out what it is. What is that? A rock? Is that a wet rock? A turtle? What is that? I don't know. I want to hike up there and see. The sun is just shining off of it. All these pretty ferns. God, this place is cool. It's super cool. We have had a ton of rain, and I don't want to slip. They had a, what's it called, come out, a bush hog come out, bush hog machine come out, and it has just been torrential rains and downpours for days. Looking in this way, gently rolling. Looking in this way, very gentle, gradual slope. This is walkable, this is hikeable. It is not treacherous, it is not steep. It's gentle. Put a house there, put a house there. Put a house there. Look, you can see in pretty good from this angle. Look at that. It's very even, smooth, steady rise. Ideal. Hi there, Mr. Bird. Hi there, pretty bird. Where is he? There he is. He's hopping around. He's red. It's pretty. See? Just a gentle rising up. It's so ideal. I was just cracking jokes on the gentleman that came here earlier. I wasn't trying to insult them, everyone. Okay. They were like 3 of the nicest people I ever met in my life, to be quite honest. So this section here is also a gentle slope. It kind of comes here and then kind of has a little up dip and then kind of like a flat space. Put another house right there. So cool. Now, here's a feature I extra like. Watching my step over here, making sure I don't step on a snake or anything. It's so rare in my life that I've ever seen a snake, but I have come across a bed of snakes before on a property years ago and lived to tell the tale. So right here is another spot where it kind of opens up naturally. And if we peek through right here, we can see it better. Somebody's trying to call. Oh, mosquito right into my eyeball. I hope everyone that watches my videos gets a good laugh from time to time. But yeah, this opens up through here. Put another house right there. Look at that, gently rising. Put one right there. Look at the way the sun's glowing in. You could put a big, pretty window right there. Where's those stakes at? I think they're down that way. I'm so obsessed with this property, y'all. I do believe this is a dogwood tree. I think this is a whole row of dogwoods, a big long row of dogwoods, which means in the beginning of spring, after the redwoods bloom, these all bloom in this great big row of beauty. Pinks and whites and maybe pastel yellows. So if you did build houses up in here, you might keep Dogwood Row because they're going to be gorgeous. And those are pretty big dogwoods. I'll tell you something else, a side note. A lot of people don't know this, but dogwoods are obsessed with natural mulching. When I lived in the mountains, I had some dogwoods that were native and some that were brought in, planted in. And I would go through my woods. I would gather low horizontal branches. I would trim them. I would cut them up into little pieces. I would have someone from the county that did tree trimming and had those big trucks full of wood chips. I would have them come dump them, and I would put that around the base of the dogwoods. They doubled in size. They doubled in how many blooms, really quadrupled in how many blooms they had within that year and the year following. Again, this is gently rolling. You know, that's just, you put a house there, you got drainage. Like, what's not to like? All of this is so perfect, in my opinion. Look, there's nothing wrong with using something for target practice. Nothing wrong with that at all. So right through here, let's see if I can walk into a spider web and a snake bed. Right in here, you see those posts that veer off to the right? That marks where the property line. One more mosquito in my eye. The property line goes like this, and then it goes like that. Okay? And that is very nicely marked there. So setbacks are usually, 5 feet for a fence, 10 feet for a primary structure. You just go 10 feet that way, build your first house on the right-hand side. Maximize, optimize your use of space for which you own. I don't need the sauna today because I'm walking in nature's sauna right now. Deer tracks. That's a little deer footprint. See that? That's a little baby deer. So, the property line goes up that way a bit. Whew. I would say that well over there must produce pretty strongly, because this house is on well water for many years. Hopefully you guys are picking up those beautiful cricket sounds and frog sounds. I love that sound. Welp. Let's walk down the front of the driveway, might as well. That little tree decided he's going to do a workout. Hold off, Thunder. I'm not done with this video. The clouds are taunting me. I prefer not to get hit by lightning today. There's our flagpole. Here's the front of the house. There's my little old trusty Nissan. I love how across the street there's this huge hill that is just enveloped in greenery. It's glowing in the light. It's so pretty. I love this long private driveway. There's quite a good width here as well to this driveway. That glowing green hill. These nice big pretty trees. You can see right here where the deer like to come down the trail. There's another one. Look, there's a deer print right there. See how it kind of has those two little indents? That's how you know. They come down there a lot. Maybe I'll catch them on video one day when I'm out here. This time of year it seems like they like to move around 8 p.m. Look at this big flat space you have right here by the road. I mean, stick a house right here. While you're at it, might as well. In fact, put it on that little spot right there. Maybe put two. One here and one here. One here, one here. Why not? The only thing that I can think of that could create challenge in permitting is septic tank permits. But how much of a challenge could it really be? Because we've all seen trailer parks before. All over Tennessee. We've all seen homes with neighborhoods with houses, little small houses on little small lots, side by side. It's not like it's that hard of a thing to achieve. This is the creek. I can't remember the name of the creek. You can see right here it's flowing. It passes through this culvert right here. I don't know what the rules are on modification of things like this, but I think it would be cool to trim this back and maybe add some little features into it that would like encourage it to trickle more and to be more visually spectacular, create those trickling sounds. You can see there's a fence line over here at the border. That place next door is kind of neat. It's a little grown up at the back. I wonder if they want to sell it too. Maybe you could buy this and you could buy that too. We could make them an offer. Shoot me a text. I'll get them an offer. See if they want to sell that little house and that piece of land right here, and you could connect it to this if you wanted. Let's see what kind of tree this is. I really hope this recording is picking up all those cricket sounds, all those singing bird songs. Y'all are probably hearing me breathe real heavy, like an asthmatic. Sorry, guys. Sorry for that. Sorry for putting you guys through that. Whew. You can see up through here, there's a little fence up there, which is cool. Well, I might have to hose myself off after all this. It's hot and humid. Whew. Lord. I'm going to show y'all this just to explain it. So, this block has been knocked down. It's not anything of significance. When we were in the basement earlier, there were two places where a fireplace used to be attached. This one, that's where the pipe comes out from the one that's like decommissioned, so to speak. But potentially it could be repaired and maybe used again. Maybe. Which I think is pretty darn cool. The one that's ready to be used is around the corner down there. There's a little bird hopping around. Let's double check this to see if it's locked, and it is. And we're gonna go back inside. And there's a dragonfly. This place is really cool. Really cool. I mean, just put in a giant pool. Just put in an Olympic-sized pool right here. Luxury landscaping wrapping all around. And then just drizzle houses all around the perimeter. Make this the main house, but also like the check-in, check-out for your Airbnbs. When I was a little girl, I used to go with my father up to a resort in the mountains, and it used to be called, in the 1990s, the Bradley Mountain Retreat. And they had like a main cabin, and then all throughout their acreage, ooh, hello bee. All throughout, they had what do you call it? They had cabins all throughout, hiking trails throughout. It was a much larger parcel of land. Every single cabin was on its own well and its own septic. And we would check people in and check people out, and we would schedule their stays. We would clean. We would go up, hike up to the pond and go fishing. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this AC is spectacular. Oh my God. It's wonderful. Double checking that. Getting these lights off. Not sure which one that one does. The refrigerator and the freezer. The stove and the dishwasher. That thing doesn't look like it works, but it might. This is still kicking. I don't know, how reliable it is. It's been around for a long time, but hey, if it works, it works. So you can see the sink is on. Trying to think if there's anything else that I want to tell you guys about the house as I'm locking up and getting everything ready to go. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Love your mom. Love your sister. Love your parents. Love your parents. Love your parents. I don't know if I'm going to have it in my heart to clean those windows, you guys. It's so sweet. All right, this one's squared away. Imagine listening to that sound of those crickets and the forest song while you're rocking your baby to sleep. Let me tell you what, when you work with me as your real estate agent, you get a real estate agent with just the right amount of obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm telling you, that's the best kind of agent to have, guys. The best kind of agent to have. Because I will triple check everything. Nothing gets past me. More materials. Let's go down here and look at the basement one more time. I don't think this hot tub is hooked up. I was told it has not been used. It was left behind by the prior owners to the current owners. This is new, and that's a shut-off valve. This is kind of cool. Looking at all the cinder block down here, looking at the floor, you know, this concrete basement level, there's staining because for decades this was used just as a garage kind of a space and a workshop kind of space. But I don't see any cracks anywhere in this. And this was poured in 1980, I think. Oh, there's a little one right there. But that's it. The rest of it, I don't see any kind of a crack. The seller is open to offers that have inspection contingencies and any kind of inspection that you want. He wants you to feel good about your purchase and not feel like you're taking on any unknown risks. So cool. This is where washers and dryers were hooked up, kind of just hanging out here in the center of the downstairs. But this stuff can be extended over there, and they would probably be most ideal put against the wall over there. There used to be washer dryer hookups upstairs, and those are labeled on the floor with a W and a D. Okay, that appears to be good and locked. I shouldn't stomp, should I? I should be more careful with my footing. Like I'm sneaking out. Like I'm sneaking out and trying not to get busted. Got that locked. With as many rooms as this has and all the expansion potential that it has, both within this primary structure, but also in the yard and its development potential, this would be a really cool property if like a bunch of college kids and their families came together and bought it. And they all went in on it together as an investment, put it in some kind of partnership or a trust, and then lived here while they went to college. Or lived here while they did whatever, you know. Yeah, I got that one locked. Just look out into your big new yard. Maybe you put a starter home for your son there, and a starter home for your daughter over there, and a home to retire for your parents and his parents. Be pretty cool. Turn it into a family estate, a family compound. Well, that fan has seen better days, friends. We are locked. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. You got some outlets over here that are convenient. Got lighting all around here. Let's see what this says. 85, 90, I can't tell. Does that say 90? Yeah, 90. Damn. I'm tougher than I thought I was today. This is a new outlet that was put in. Fire pit. Oh, the septic tank is believed to be under this spot here. And then the field line, I need to find a diagram of it. I tried looking it up online. I need to call the state, see if they might be able to deep research it and find it for me. Usually they can if I call the right fella. Blackberry vines. Two HVACs. Let's look at this fountain. That's like a flower and that's like a flower. And there's a little bird on it. And another flower. That'd be fun to paint. It's actually quite pretty. Who knows, maybe we'll do some landscaping while we're waiting for it to sell. We'll see. That glowing green hill across the street. I just picture this just full of gardens and hiking trails. When I was a little girl, around 7, maybe 8, we moved from southern Louisiana, Slidell, New Orleans area to Maryville, Blount County, East Tennessee. And if I remember correctly, we had a crushed shell driveway. And I always just thought crushed shell makes the prettiest walking and hiking trails. Then you border it with some river rock, and then you border that with black mulch and, plants. And then just the way that looks is so beautiful with the white crushed shell, the neutral toned river rock, and then the black mulch. Then put in some greenery with some pink florals. Be quite pretty. I don't want to leave, but I gotta go home and get other work done. I hope that you feel like you've spent some time at this property and gotten to know it in this crazy long video that I've made. And hopefully I'm your new favorite nerdy redneck realtor. So if you'd like to schedule a showing, hit me up 865-617-4783. Again, that's 865-617-4783. For all of your buying, selling, and investment needs, whether you're a buyer, a seller, an investor, a developer, a hedge fund manager, an asset manager, residential, single-family, multifamily, short-term rental, long-term rental, commercial, I've got you covered.